Not KD, not the man with all the rings, not the man that made the Warriors a super juggernaut and is doing the same thing with the Nets. What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your man, Chazz Ellis. Y'all been sending me this thing about Kevin Durant and Michael Rappaport. Basically, I'm reading an article where they say that Kevin Durant, I'm gonna try to do it without getting banned by YouTube. He said that Michael Rappaport was a pale you-know-what sucker. And he also talked about his wife and all this kind of stuff, brought her into it, and said he was gonna spit on Michael Rappaport when he saw her. Now, a lot of y'all been asking me about that, like, what you think about Kevin Durant saying this? What do you think? Do you think Kevin Durant, you know, he's gonna get suspended? Yeah. Do you think Kevin Durant's gonna get canceled? Maybe for a little while. He hooped too good to get canceled permanently. But my issue with it is I look deeper into situations a lot of times and I see this situation showed me that Michael Rappaport as a white male has absolutely no value in our society. As I was reading every single thing that people talked about as far as what Kevin Durant did and what everybody was harping on, you would almost forget that he was arguing with a white guy because he's homophobic, he's misogynistic. This is what's going on in the articles. And I'm like, y'all talking about everything but the fact that he called dude pale and all this kind of stuff. You didn't bring up none of the racial element to it. You didn't say, hey, here's the things he said to Michael Rappaport. It's like when people wrote the articles, they knew good and well that nobody would care about Michael Rappaport and what Kevin Durant threatening him or any of that. Nobody cares. So let's make the story about people that someone actually would care about. Let's make it like dude is homophobic and misogynistic when he's talking to a guy. You know, for me, even with racism, if two white guys sit around and call each other the N-word, I personally, I know some other people probably would, but I personally wouldn't take too much offense to that. I wouldn't take that as being racist. I'd be like, well, hey, you know, that's what y'all want to call each other. I wouldn't see it that way. But I know some other people would, but I personally wouldn't. What I look at in this situation is basically saying, this is a person that society feels has no real value. Society doesn't really feel sorry for Michael Rappaport. They know if they made a story about Michael Rappaport and Kevin Durant going at it, and they brought up all the mean things that Kevin Durant could possibly have said to Michael Rappaport, not one person would care. Not even other white dudes would care. That's the reality. And if Michael Rappaport did the same thing to Kevin Durant, as long as he didn't bring like some kind of racial stuff into it, nobody would care. Because they're two guys. Nobody gives two craps about either one of them. So basically, both of them are being used to hurt the other. It's like you got two guys that nobody cares about being used to bring down the other one for groups that they are not a member of. I find that crazy, that two people are being used to bring down each other for groups that they're not even a member of. Because like, we're not even gonna bring up anything y'all said about each other because we don't care. As a matter of fact, if Kevin Durant's mama would have said all that stuff about Michael Rappaport, we wouldn't hear about it right now. As a matter of fact, I think that they would be telling him to apologize to Kevin Durant's mom. If Kevin Durant's mom actually came and spit on Michael Rappaport like Kevin Durant threatened to do, she might go to jail in the moment. I'll give you that. She probably would go to jail in the moment. But people, the court of public opinion would say, Michael Rappaport, you need to get her out of jail and you need to apologize for provoking her to do something like that. If Kevin Durant want to get out of trouble, all he need to do is get his mom to go in on Michael Rappaport. And then Michael Rappaport have no choice but to apologize to Kevin Durant's mom and squash the whole situation. Because if not, she might get in trouble, but he's going to get canceled ultimately. Because you got to remember, when you have platforms that are huge platforms, they normally don't really belong to you. They belong to whatever companies you work for and the sponsors. So you're in a situation where they could tell you, hey, you better apologize to her because they're calling you a misogynist now and the women are on your ass. And if you don't apologize, it's a wrap. So that's something that we men really got to kind of look at. The fact that we can't even be a victim of any situation. That shows you how little value you have in our society.